I highly encourage a notepad and take some good notes because we go through a lot of information quick. This is a significant opportunity that could become a significant income earner for you. There's no guarantee. In fact, it's just like with any business. There's a high level of unlikeliness that you'll achieve success. However, there's a high level of likeliness you will if you work hard at it and if you pay attention to what we're doing. But you got to believe in what we're doing first. So what I want to do is I want to share who we are, who David Allen Capital is, what we're all about, so that you can decide whether or not we're the type business you'd want to pursue and be proud to pursue and be a part of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin by sharing my screen. There's a couple slides I want to share with you, quite a few slides actually. So it'll take me 1 minute to get all those open for all of you. And can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my slides? All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Ron. All right, folks, listen, again, my name is David Rutz. I'm with David Allen Capital. It's my pleasure to share this opportunity overview with you. Someone asked you to take a look at this because they thought you had leadership potential. The reason or you're looking to be a business owner. We are a company that's growing. Our expansion plan is all about serving clients with our services, but do so by what we call building giants, finding people who are entrepreneurial, leadership type, who want to work part-time at something or full-time at something and are driven and performance focused. Obviously, those are cliches. We understand that, but we designed our business to provide that. And we know that's attractive. That's what was attractive to me when I was an employee at General Motors. And that's what's attractive to a lot of people in the corporate world today, or the Generation X's and Generation Z's who don't want to have a cubicle or go to that office or go somewhere for the next 30, 40 years. So we wanted to provide an opportunity that attracted those type individuals where you can be your own boss, work your own hours, start part-time, not have to invest any money, yet have all the upside potential of being a business owner. You'll be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So lack of experience won't hurt you here, as we'll provide the training. There's immediate income available, plus long-term residualized income. Means you can get paid today off work you did a long time ago and get paid a long time from now on work you do today, just like any business owner. Once they have a revenue stream created that keeps going with or without them, they earn on it. We market business and consumer services. You're going to hear about those tonight. And by the way, if you don't like the services we market, we're not for you, obviously. We start there. We spend most of our time there and only a little bit on compensation because the money doesn't matter if the mission of providing these services doesn't turn you on. It's really simple. There's no experience or license required. We'll give you the free training and agent support, and we'll even give you free websites when you get started. Plus, probably more important than anything, our corporate team of experts is here to help you with all your clients. You really are referring clients to our experts who will help talk to your clients and help them with all of our services, and you get paid without having to become the expert. So you're learning while you're sharing. First, you learn enough to believe in what we offer. You learn enough to promote our services, but you don't have to be able to answer every question because the experts are there to help you. Now, I've said we got a passion to help business owners. That's expanded into also helping consumers. All right, we market great services to business owners and consumers. That's what we do. And we position ourselves because of our leverage and our size. We've got some great services that you can't get elsewhere. Or if you can't earn money or you can't get the pricing we do. And you, by partnering with us, you get to market these services and get paid for doing so. So who's David Allen Capital? Real quick, it's a company I started. In fact, we're almost to our 5th year anniversary here. In August, we'll be celebrating 5 years. We started this company primarily to help businesses with loans. I was a business owner. I wanted to help people get access to funding when the big banks can't approve them. 20% of the time, the big bank will approve someone. 80% of the time, business owners don't qualify. I learned of alternative revenue-based funding, wanted to help get the word out. So it was a passion of mine to help business owners like who I have been. And I also wanted to provide an opportunity for people like you, as I started with, to have an opportunity. You can work your own hours, be flexible, get after it if you want to get after it. Have unlimited potential, but not have unlimited requirements, right? In 2017, I received a phone call from a company called Longevity. We partnered with them. They said, you've got business services, we're consumers. Why don't you expand your business services? We've got a great back office. We've got other things. We've got a 20-year history. We've got a lot of capital. Let's partner up. So we partnered up in 2017. That allowed us to expand more services. So David Allen Capital is still its own entity, but we partnered and come alongside with a 20-year-old direct sales company, which helps extend some other benefits you'll see here as we go through this. Business capital, as I said, we've got a solution. We've got other services, as you saw, but let's start with business capital. We've got a solution for 80% of the business owners out there, and that's important because most business owners are small and can't get approved at a bank. It's a fact. Most small businesses, not only do they employ most of America, but most are going to fail. Most businesses don't make it 10 years. And the number one reason they say they don't make it, they say themselves, is they say it's a lack of working capital. That means money they can put to work. And you say, wait a minute, isn't that what the banks are for? The banks are great. They're fabulous for about 20% of the businesses who can qualify. But the other 80%, unfortunately, what do? They got savings, they got friends and family, or they've got David Allen Capital. We're very proud of this. We represent over 50 alternative revenue-based lenders who look at a business and can get them capital where the big banks can't. So we offer a cure for that working capital disease, and we do it honestly and fairly. You simply inform them that we exist, and we've got all these relationships. We take that package, that loan application and documents, and we go find the best offer. One stop, best offer. From $10,000 to $1 million, and we do it fast and simple. Our providers want to say yes. It's the only way they get paid is to give business loans. They're not doing ATM cards and checking accounts. One thing they do, business funding. They focus on small business. They value a business's revenue more than their credit score, and they can get funding in under a week, from $10,000 to $1 million in funding. And these are all short-term loans or advances. But here's the key: there's no collateral required. The biggest hang up for most businesses, they don't have any real estate or collateral to put up, a house, a building. Most people are renting the office they're in or the storefront they're in. And most people gave up all their money in their home to start the business. So they don't have money to expand. Look at our qualifications. 4 months in business, that's it. Somewhere in the United States. Personal credit score of only 500. We've even done some lower than that. On the bottom left there, they have to at least have $100,000 in annual revenue, or at least $10,000 a month right now. And they can't be bouncing checks. If they meet these qualifications over 80% of the time, we will get them an approval offer. You simply meet, greet, and inform business owners. Let them know that if the big banks can help them, great. But if the big bank can't help them, we've got a source for them. And can you see how if a business owner needed to put patio chairs outside their restaurant because of COVID, and they now got to make their parking lot seating, or they got to get outdoor umbrellas, or they got to buy new computer systems and build new websites to take online orders? They need working capital. It's called survival of the fittest right now. Scuba divers without oxygen tanks aren't going to find the treasure. You need to have some oxygen. Business capital is oxygen for the business owners. You simply refer them and let our experts go to work. This is a drop card. You see in a picture of it there. They're postcard-sized cards. You simply meet, greet, and inform. I just want to introduce myself. I'm with David Allen Capital. I'm an independent agent. We do business funding. I just want to introduce myself and give you this card. If ever you have an opportunity you want to pursue, or you're in a tight pinch, I just want you to know we can probably get you some funding. Let me just leave you my card. And if ever that opportunity arises, you let me know. That's it. That's it. Could you learn how to say that? I didn't know how to say that when I started. I just had a belief that I wanted to help businesses. Over a lot of conversations, you learn, hey, just introduce yourself, inform them, meet, greet, and inform. That's it. You're not selling anything. David Allen Capital has never taken a credit card or taken a dime from a person in 5 years in business, from our agents or our customers. We don't charge you a dime, and we don't charge your businesses a dime. The lender charges them a monthly payment or a daily payment or a weekly payment. We don't. And the process is simple. You simply refer them to the website that we give you. And your website would have your name on the top, your email, your phone number. and they can go through and they can watch a video on how it works, or they can read more details about it. But most go right to the get qualified, and they click get qualified and they fill out this pre-qualification form. Your information would be on the bottom, so you get credit for this. They came to your website after all, but then our team takes over. We notify you through an automated email that you've got a prospective client. Our team talks to your client, gets the documents from them. Simple. It's a one-page application, 3 months of their checking account statements. They go find the best offer for you, present it to your client. You don't have to, they do. They answer all your client's questions. And if the client wants to proceed, they get the loan documents. We get the loan documents back to the lender or capital advance provider, and the business owner gets the money. You earn 4 to 6.5% of the funded amount. Of the what? Of the funded amount. It's called the funded value. Sometimes it's a little lower than the funded amount, sometimes a little higher. But rule of thumb, 99% of the time, it's the amount they get them of what if they get a $50,000 loan, you're paid 4 to 6.5% of the 50,000. Sometimes it's a little higher, sometimes a little lower. You can do the math. Remember, you're helping to fuel these business owners. The customer gets funding. If they don't like the deal, they say no. They paid nothing to find out what their offer was. And the banks pay us, the providers pay us, and we pay you. Again, banks are great for 20%. A lot of our clients come from banks who they just can't approve, but they don't want to say no. They say not us, but here, check out David Allen Capital. You have the answer for the other 80%. Now we can stop right there, and we're going to for a minute. If that's all we had to offer you tonight, nothing else, do you see what we're all about? Do you see that we want to help businesses? If a business says, hey, that costs too much, that loan is too expensive, can they say no? Yeah. Did we charge them a finder's fee? No. Did we charge them an application fee? No. We did all that work for them, gave you the website, did all the work for them to find the offer. Our providers did all the work to do the underwriting to give an offer, and the customer can say no. We are all about serving clients and building giants, giants being you as agents, putting you in a great position to own a fantastic business, providing you with a business you're proud to be a part of. That's what we do. We don't close our customers. There's many times we'll say, hey, be careful. That loan is pretty expensive. Are you sure you're going to be able to pay that off? I mean, we're not in the business of straddling people with debt. We're in the business of fueling people with working capital. It's a big difference. But we've expanded outside of business capital. We could stop right there and some of you go, I'm ready. I'm in 4 to 6.5% and I'm helping businesses. Let's do this. But we expanded. Why? Because payment processing, we started seeing in the bank statements, people were way overcharged on payment processing. What is that? When a business accepts credit cards, they have to pay a processor for that. And they usually pay 2.5% to 5% of their sales, sometimes more. An example, if a restaurant's doing $100,000 a month in revenue, they're probably paying $3,900 to $4,000, $5,000 in fees just to take those credit cards. Well, what if you could, by, again, meet, greet, and inform, say, hey, we could probably save you money on that. And you save them 10 to 20% on their standard processing. Or better yet, we have something called cash discounting processing, where we can save them almost 100% of their fees, where the fee gets borne by the customer using the card rather than the restaurant accepting the card. Just like at the gas station. Do you know if you pay at the pump, you pay a little bit more than if you pay cash? It's called cash discounting. Why? Because they have to pay a credit card fee for you using the convenience of a credit card. Well, guess what? That's sweeping now. Every business is free to do that. It's now legal, and there's equipment now that's compliant that can do it. We offer it. Our business owners are loving it. You can help a business owner out. And you go, well, the customer's going to have to pay more. No, they can pay cash, or they can pay debit card and pay cash price. Business owner doesn't have to pay more for that. But if you're going to use a credit card and you want that 5% cash back rewards, and well, guess what? The business owner shouldn't have to eat that because you're choosing to use a card. If you want to use cash or debit card, you can. So business owners are going, I love it. And customers aren't complaining. They know they're choosing. Do you complain that you're paid more at the pump with your card than going in and paying cash? No, you just go, it's a convenience. I like putting it on my card. I get miles. And I don't have to go in and deal with this. I'm just going to swipe it and pay. And yeah, you're paying 2 or 3 cents more a gallon. Don't even think about it, do you? It's the same thing. It's going to become the standard everywhere. It already is moving that way. But less than 5% of the businesses have already switched. They're all moving. You can be one of the first movers to help it happen and get paid. Guess what? You refer a business, we do. Again, we got the experts doing all the work. We've got all the cool equipment, everything you can imagine that everyone else has. And look at that, just like the other circle, you simply get them to your website. They go to the payment processing, they fill out a form to get a quote. We get their statements from us, so we can get an accurate quote for them. We show them our regular savings and then our cash discount savings. If they say yes, equipment is sent to them. If they got a more elaborate point of sale system, then we work through that. And you can get a bonus about a month after they sign up. It's a longer process, but what this is good for is what we call long-term residual income. You actually share in the revenue of the business for the life of the business using your service. Did you hear that? You share in the life of the business, the revenue of your business for the life of that business using your service. How many business owners could you help save money? You get whatever we earn in profit on that, you get half of it. If they do cash discount processing, you're usually getting about 1/3 of 1% of their sales. Some of those businesses aren't even earning money. They're not even earning a profit yet. You're going to save them a ton to help make them profit, and you get about 1/3 of 1% of their sales. Even if it's 1/4 of 1% of their sales. Are you running the restaurant every day? This is called business ownership. Positioning yourself to have revenue coming in every single month. Help these businesses, serving clients, building giants. But we didn't stop there. How about disrupting the healthcare industry? We're disrupting the payment processing. We're disrupting the funding. Why not go into the healthcare industry? As soon as I started DAC, this was probably after funding, this was probably the most motivated service I wanted to market. And we, for 2.5 years, tried to find the right type of healthcare to market because I didn't like what was happening with my health insurance. And I didn't like what it was costing to provide to employees. But we found a disruptive healthcare. Well, why would we want to do this? Well, you tell me, are costs going up or down on healthcare? Are premiums going up or down? What about deductibles? Up or down? Confusion? Is it more simple than it's ever been? Do you think more people have coverage? What if? What if you had something to disrupt this industry that was more simple and more affordable? We've got something that's called the SBA Freedom Protect Plan by DAC Healthcare. And this is what it is. See the trains moving, if you can hear that. It's a lower monthly cost. Usually 20 to 40% on average will save someone. No deductible, $1 coverage. And you go, well, is it one of those, savings things, where you say it's a savings, but no, it's the largest PPO network in North America. It's ACA compliant, which is Affordable Care Act or Obamacare. It's ACA and ERISA compliance. You get all your wellness visits, the minimal essential coverages. It's called MEC, physicals, colonoscopies, all the different minimal essential coverages you got to be able to have. Those are covered with no copay when you go in. Don't have to pay anything. Most insurance, you have to pay 10, 15, 20, 25 for that. Not us. And if you refer this to a business owner, any of the claim fund of the money taken in on the monthly membership cost, part of it goes into the claim fund. Any of the claim fund that's not used toward medical coverage gets refunded back to the employer. And you earn residual. Again, we got the big upfront money with business capital. We got the long-term revenue sharing of payment processing, where you get 50% of whatever profit we get on that account, you get. It's really percentage sales. And then on the healthcare, you get paid on every employee using the healthcare. You get paid a certain dollar amount every month for the life of them using your coverage. This builds up over time. But we didn't stop there. And by the way, you send them to your website and they'll see something like this. They click on free quote. And do you have to do the quote? No, the quote's done by our expert team. All you do is get the client on the phone with our expert team, and they do all the discussions. They do all the enrollment, answer all the employee questions. You're just there to help meet, greet, and inform, yet you get paid. And last business service I'm going to talk about before I talk about a couple consumer service, and then we'll be done. Business telecom. Why? Because there's so much confusion in the technology space right now. And there's a lot of great providers with great names, but there's a lot of new technologies coming. We don't know who's going to win this out. We represent all of them. We don't need to push AT&T, nor do we need to push Comcast. We don't need to push US Signal or Verizon. We let our experts, we get a client again, they request a quote, our experts help them determine the best program for them. I helped a client use the company in the bottom left. They're called Masergy. I'd never heard of them. That's who the client wanted, though. I'm glad we represented them. You refer, and our experts take over, and you get a percentage of the revenue again on that. Now, we moved into consumer services as well. I'm going to touch on these for a moment. Consumer services are huge, and we're going to move into this more bullish. We've got more services on the runway we're going to be launching. But right now, we've got three primary services: identity theft protection and credit monitoring and credit insurance, or identity insurance, I should say. We take on the competition. We have technology support like Geek Squad, take on the competition, and then roadside assistance. These are our three consumer services. But like I said, we've got some flowing coming through the runway. They're going to be sweet. Let's look at our ID Protect real quick. I just want you to get a flavor for how we do things. Okay. Identity theft is the biggest crime in North America right now. Okay. 18% of victims will take 4 years before they even know they were hurt. It's going to take 330 hours on average. The average spending is going to be $1,300 on ID theft related expenses. I mean, it's going to cost you a lot. All right. But here's one thing I want you to know. Not only is it the number one crime in America, it's already, your ID's already gone. Let's just assume that. Assume because of the Equifax breach, which you probably have an Equifax report, over 90% of people had an Equifax report, had your whole ID stolen. You probably have been to Target. You've probably been to Marriott. You've probably been to Under Armour, Fitbit. These are just four. Do you know between those, not counting Best Buy, not counting all the others that have come out, just on those alone, you've probably had your ID compromised. Social security number, right? Address, driver's license number, all that. So don't worry about, oh, I got to keep it from being stolen. It's gone. It's already on the dark web. Most everybody's is. Okay. It's one of the biggest things not talked about, but this is why it's the number one crime. It's not hard to get the information. It's harder to use it, especially because of people like LifeLock who came in and were able to lock it and monitor it, and people like us. So don't worry about protecting it from getting stolen. You want to do that as well. But more importantly now, it's as if everybody has a key to your house. The crooks have a key to your house already. So you just sit back and go, I can't put a new lock on. They got a master key. What do? You get alarms, you get monitoring, you get security guards, if you're worried about crime, you have 24/7 surveillance, right? You protect yourself, not just count on your door locks. That's what we're doing with your ID here. And if you don't do this, it's only a matter of time before you will be compromised. So your ID is protected. Yes, that's great. But it's also monitored all the time. Your bank account's monitored, investment accounts monitored, home titles, IRS fraud, unemployment fraud. Some people right now are filing their taxes tomorrow, and they're going to find out your taxes have already been filed. You're like, no, they haven't. Yeah, they have. They were filed by criminals. No, it's going to get rejected for a duplicate filing. Billions of dollars have already been cashed by criminals, and the people don't even know it yet because they're filing the taxes tomorrow. It's one of the biggest crimes. And there's IRS can't stop it. They don't know. They use the same address, social security number, and submit it. They have the employment information. They have everything right, and they can even scam on it. You can get reimbursed for lost money. You can get reimbursed for lost work hours. You can get, if legal representation is required, it's covered. Our team of certified experts will walk through this with you. Now, when I say our team, David Allen Capital did not start this service. We put our brand on it. It's called white labeling. This company's been around over 20 years. They provide some of the biggest credit monitoring and ID protection products on the planet. And we just partnered with them, and we provide their service at a lower price than all of our competition, but they bring the expertise. Okay. Plus, all our plans come with the #1 ranked anti-malware cyber protection called Bitdefender. It comes with it. Why? Because when you're at the coffee house, right now I'm on Wi-Fi to my office router, but next door is a coffee house. Anyone at that coffee house can easily scan any encrypted data that's going between it's not encrypted, any data between my laptop and my router, except that I've got this protection. I've got this two-way firewall to stop hacks. I've got Safe Online Shopper, which encrypts the data before it sends it over through the Wi-Fi. I've got secure file storage on my computer. If someone steals my laptop, my sensitive files, they can't get in it. It's got this special, this is built for companies, but we deliver this to all of our consumers. Now, you say Bitdefender, you've never heard of them. I had never heard of them. I thought, well, it sounds like a, Bitdefender. It's kind of I've heard of Norton, and I've heard of McAfee, and then I learned Bitdefender is #1 for the last 10 years, from 2011 until February 2020, the last test that was done. They were still ranked #1 for protection. And on the right is performance. They're still ranked #1 for performance. So not only do they protect the best, they do it most efficiently. So they're not bogging down your computer. Now, just real quick to see how we price this out, and then we'll be done. Standard ID protection like LifeLock has, we've got the same thing, but we give you that commercial grade Bitdefender. What does LifeLock do? Great company, but you know their basic plan, they only give $25,000 in coverage. They don't tell you that on the commercial. They say a million, and then they show a price of $999. But then in the small print, it says for the better Grand Poobah plan. So LifeLock, they don't give you any award-winning antivirus, and it's $999 and only $25,000 in coverage. And after 1 year, they go up to $12. What are we? We're $8 day one, $7.99, and it doesn't go up after 12 months. Now, I was talking to my daughter today. She's getting auto insurance, and we were just talking about coverage options. If I said to you, we can get you $1 million in coverage for $8 a month, or $25,000 in coverage for $10 a month, and going up to 12, which one you going with? And oh, by the way, not only are we going to give you $1 million in coverage, we're also going to give you a Bitdefender to keep your computer locked so people can't get in as much, can't hack you as much, steal your ID as much. If you got LifeLock, you got to move. If you don't have LifeLock, you got to understand the theft that's going on. There's a reason we're in this space. It's the #1 crime in America. People lock their doors at night and lock their cars at night so their stereo doesn't get stolen, and they're doing nothing to protect their identity. We've also got a family plan, $15 for the family. I mean, you need to be on this. It's a price of 3 cafe lattes, and it covers your whole family for the month. Now we've got a plus plan. This is our Grand Poobah plan. LifeLock's got a Grand Poobah plan. Comes with all the features of the basic plan, but it's also got credit monitoring and several other features. Now LifeLock does give $1 million on this plan. Good for them. It's a great plan. I'm not knocking them. We just blow away what they do on the basic plan. Now let's look at their $1 million plan. They added Norton last year. Good for them. They saw the value of having an antivirus. We've had this for a few years, but they added it last year. Good move. What are they charging for this? $29, $30 their first year, and then they bump up to $35 after 12 months. Why did they go up? Because the $30 is a feature price. What do we charge for the same coverage? $20, and our Bitdefender's better. 20 versus 30. Now again, $1 million in coverage for $20, $1 million in coverage for $30. Bitdefender #1 ranked, Norton 5th ranked. You have a LifeLock. I've heard that brand. Yeah, because they spend billions on commercials, or hundreds of millions. And do you want to pay for a commercial, or do you want to pay for coverage? And then our family plan is only $50. They don't have a family plan. You just keep adding people, but ours is $50. So again, get yourself covered on this. For you referring this, you can see how hundreds of people. We have got people who do this at festivals, who do this at different, and just warm market people they know, just protecting people because they want to. It doesn't take long, and you can add up a lot of customers, and you get paid on all of them. Simply, you'd go to dacprotect.com to order, and we also have Tech Squad. All I'm going to say with this is more services, lower costs, more protection. Now, Geek Squad did add a new plan called Whole Home. Most of their old customers don't have it, though. They're still on the 2 devices, and they pay more. Whole Home costs $199 a year with Geek Squad. With us, my window's in the way, it's only $164 a year, and you can do it monthly with us. With them, you got to pay for a whole year. Plus, we give the Bitdefender antivirus software with that as well. They give Norton on their Whole Home plan. So better coverage, lower price, and we have a monthly option in case you want to go month to month. And again, you earn residual income on this for referring it. Roadside assistance. Blown tire, need a flat tire change. Dead battery, need a jump. Out of gas. The cool thing is you get 2 people covered for $11 a year. 2 people. And if I've got my card, which I do, and I'm in my daughter's car and she has a flat, I'm covered. I can call and say, hey, I'm in my car. I got a flat. I'm in my daughter's car. I got a flat. I need coverage. It covers 2 people, not 2 vehicles. So that means where you go, it goes. That's pretty darn cool. It's only $11 a month for 2 of you, $120.89 a year if you buy a year up front. Okay. So again, you earn monthly residual. So let's just stop for a minute. The bundle, by the way, you can get the bundle for $45. I forgot about that. You can bundle all three and save even a few more dollars. But let's just stop for a minute. You've got what our company started with, which was business capital. 8 out of 10 businesses out there cannot get approved to the bank, and 80% of them can get approved by us. You get 4 to 6% of the loan amount. Forget anything else. Just with that, do you know business owners you'd want to help? Could you get behind that cause? Payment processing. Most all business owners are overpaying right now. Most of them do not have cash discount processing. You can bring a 10 to 20% savings on standard processing, or almost 100% savings on cash discount processing. We've got all the equipment, all the experts to back them up. You refer them and you get a percentage of their revenue for life of them using your service. Healthcare, we've got a disruptive care there where we can lower their monthly costs 20 to 40%, and have no deductible, and have the largest PPO network in North America, have no copay in the MEC charges, minimal essential charges, office visits. And you get paid a percent of every employee's monthly cost for the life of them using it. And then we have business telecom, and now we have consumer services as well. Why? Because a lot of people don't want to market to businesses, but man, they'll do very well with consumers. So we're actually adding more consumer services and business services. Like one service we have is cell phone insurance. Why? Aren't you sick and tired of what it costs to repair these screens and everything? And I mean, you need coverage. These are $1,200 pieces of equipment now we're carrying around and dropping all the time, or $800 a piece of equipment. You need to insure it. But Sprint charging $15 a month, I'm willing to pay it because it's worth it. I have 6 kids, and my wife and I, it's 8 phones at $15 a month. We're spending $100 a month just on insurance. What if I could get that lower? And we can, and we've got a plan coming out with where it'll be under $9 instead of $15. And we've got a family plan that you can do a lot of phones. I'll be saving about $50 a month, $600 a year, and have the same coverage. Am I going to wait, or am I going to jump on it? So it's good money to be made here as a self-employed business owner marketing our services. You can make great money with the business services and the consumer services. And most importantly, you're helping someone out. Nobody spends more with us. If someone's going to spend more, we flat out refuse to do business with them. If they've got some special employee discount at Best Buy, stay there. Why would you pay more to come with us? It makes no sense. If someone works for LifeLock, or their uncle's the owner and they're giving it to them for $5, you think they're going to switch to us? No, they'd be silly too. But if 100% of the people on LifeLock can save money, which they can, then they should switch. If 100% of the people on Geek Squad can save money, which they can, they should switch. If 100% of the people who cannot get approved at a big bank can get approved from us, they should, and they get to say no if they don't want it. Yeah, it costs more than a big bank. It's approved. It's higher risk. It's going to cost more. But you can say no to what it costs and not get the loan. If 100% of the people who own a business can pay less on their payment processing, they should. We're in the business of helping people save money or fuel them with capital. Does this make sense to you? That's why me and my t-shirt, I'm the founder of the company. I love this. I'll do this presentation 50 times a month. I love it. I love what we do. That's why we do it. But you don't have to. We understand. But our business model is this: serve clients. And if you want to help us serve clients, rock and roll. It costs you nothing to become an agent. It'll cost you time, which is more valuable than money. I'd rather you give up 10 grand than give up 100 hours. You never get into 100 hours back. You can always re-earn the money, but we still don't charge you any money, but we charge you time. You got to put in some time. So don't move forward with this if you don't like and don't believe in what we're saying. Now, great opportunity to be self-employed, but our business expansion plan goes beyond that. We're using the same type of marketing that Century 21 used, that Keller Williams used, that Real Estate One used, which just says, if you got someone who loves what they do and is marketing and getting services, they may also be the great type person to help lead and train others. We're going to help them build a team. We're going to allow them to build a team. And if they want to build a team, if you want to pursue this self-employed, get after it, good for you, business development. But if you want to help us build a team of other agents who get after it, we'll pay you. We'll pay you on all their performance. If they don't perform, You don't get paid anything on it. You don't get paid for them not performing. If they do perform, though, you can get paid. Let us show you how. 4 ways you're paid, and we're done. Number one, personal clients. I've talked about it through this whole presentation. This is the lifeblood of our business. You refer clients who get business funding. As I said, you make 4 to 6.5% of the funded amount. Funded amount is between $10,000 and $1 million, and that can become extremely lucrative, or it can be zero. Also, in payment processing, business, telecom, internet, you get paid 50% of whatever we get on that as a commission, that we call that profit. Whatever we get on 50% of whatever we get, you get. If we get $100 a month for something, you're getting 50. If we get $10 a month for something, you get 5. If we get $600 a month, you get $300 a month. Whatever we get per month in profit on that account, you get. On payment processing, as I said, generally what you can do is you can take their monthly revenue. Write this down real quick. Their monthly revenue times 4%. So let's say they're doing $100,000 a month in revenue. Multiply by 4% is 4,000. You'll make about 4,000 per year. Whatever they're doing a month times 4% is about what you'll make per year on that account. Now their revenue goes up and down, so you're not going to make exactly that, but it's a rule of thumb. And the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and next year, for as long as they use that service, you're getting a percent of their revenue every single month for saving them money, getting them access to something called cash discount processing. Healthcare, same thing. On average, you're going to make $1,500 to $2,000 per year per business you refer, because they're going to sign up about 10 employees, and you make $12 to $19 per employee per month, $150 to $200 and something a year per employee. As I mentioned, you can build a team. So you can see you can make great money just in business development, get after it, build great upfront money, build great residual money. And by the way, on personal consumer services, you make 10% of whatever they spend, you get 10%. That can add up to. Personally enrolled agent income. As I said, you can build a team. And if you decide to build a team and they perform, you get paid. They have the same opportunity you do. They don't have to make less because you learn of this first. You're not making less because someone told you about this. You make the same compensation plan no matter what. You can make more than the person who referred you, okay? But you don't make less. You make the same thing they do. Yet, if you refer me, I have the same pay plan you do, but if I perform, you get paid on my performance. Do you have an incentive to help me perform? Do you want to recruit people who are going to take and exhaust a lot of your time and not do anything? Or do you want to recruit performers? And see, when you recruit someone, if you recruit me and I go help someone get business capital, $50,000, let's say, I'm making 4% of that, right? 4 to 6.5%. I'm pretty happy. You're going to get 0.5% to 3% based on your qualification on my clients' fundings. The people you personally enroll, you make between 0.5% and 3% of their fundings. How about payment processing? As I'm getting 50% of the profit, you're getting 5 to 8. Every month, you're going to get paid on the revenue of my client. You'll get paid for the life of them using it as well, because I'm in your team. I wouldn't be a part of DAC if you didn't tell me, you didn't recruit me, you didn't coach me, you didn't encourage me, didn't support me. See why we say we're looking for leaders who want to help us lead and develop teams? You see why the person who referred you is looking for, they admire you, and they're looking for people who want to be leadership type, because our whole expansion plan, just like any company out there, McDonald's, they have expansion units all over the world. So they have economies of scale on their side. Their business model isn't sell 1 million burgers at one location. It's have 1 million locations that sell 1,000 burgers a day, right? And that's how you sell billions of burgers. We're doing the same thing. We didn't invent this. You don't have to invent it either, but you can take advantage of it. You can build a team of agents and get paid on all their performance, even on the healthcare, even on the consumer services. And guess what? It doesn't stop there. Because if you introduce me, when I was at General Motors, the main reason I got in this industry is what you just told me, that I could build a team and I could earn on it because I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to market services myself, but that was limited in income. What if I had a bad month? What if my residual took a while to build? But when I learned I could build a team, and I learned that if I build the right team and I craft a group of people who we want to perform, and we're competitive, and we're driven to help people, we're driven to help consumers, and we're driven to help business owners. And if we can pull this team, my goodness, what it can become. If you would have recruited me, you would have had a team of thousands just for me. And the good news is at David Allen Capital, your team doesn't stop with just you, because you're going to recruit some people potentially who want to build their own team. There's no promise of any of this. You know how many people don't do this? Most of the people who learned of the business I learned of in 1991 would have never got out of General Motors, because they wouldn't have stuck it out as an entrepreneur like I did. I worked my tail off part-time in the evenings and weekends. You're not going to have a big team performing because you say, yeah, I'm going to do it. No, this is business ownership. This takes dedication. This takes hard work. This takes busting your butt. You don't build a big team who's performing without leading that team, without encouraging that team, without helping that team. But if you do, the compensation plan rewards you. You can qualify to earn 0.5 to 2.5% of all the fundings in your team, not just your personal, not just the people you refer, but all your team. You can get 0.5 to 2.5% monthly of all their funding, paid every week. 2 to 8% of their profit volume on all their other services you can share in every month. When I say profit volume, some people go, well, what if your company's not making a profit? I don't mean net profit to the company. I mean profit on that customer. So if that customer, if we get paid from our processor $42 on that customer this month, you're getting 21 of it. We get paid something every month. There's no months where we make below zero. There's no months where we lose money on a customer. We earn money on a customer every month. So you're going to get something. We just call it profit rather than a commission, because it changes month over month based on the profitability of that account to the processor. But the bottom line is you're like a business owner, but you're not in business by yourself. And because of our partnership with Longevity, you can qualify for a car allowance through their residual pay plan. You can qualify for a dream trip. You can even qualify for revenue sharing in their company. And I'll end with this. Training matters. Why does training matter? Because you know what? We understand people are recruiting people quick. And you're going to recruit people long before you're fully trained, and you should. But as you can imagine, whisper down the lane happens where the quality of the information, even if someone knew 100%, as they recruit a few people, the further from the source you go, you drift of the right information. So we want everybody to know they go directly to the source. Just like if you buy McDonald's tomorrow, you don't learn from the person who started McDonald's last week. You go to McDonald's University and you watch their videos, you go to their seminars, you go to their stuff, and you really learn how to run a restaurant through their tool culture, not through the person who hired a week before you. And so the good news is you can build a team faster than you're prepared to support it. If you support it with energy and hope, the training system will teach them, as long as you can be a tour guide to the training. So in summary, hey, we've got services that are knocking the cover off the ball. We got services and we got people on a mission before their commissions. They're on a mission to serve business owners and serve consumers more than they are on a mission to make a check. If you just want to make a check, if you're in it for the money, you're not going to make it. Save your time. Go find somewhere where you can sell something for $13,000, $14,000 and make half of it and just swindle. We're not in, that doesn't work with us. We're looking for partners who are looking to build something. So 10 years from now, you're still making a significant residual on this. And if you don't make a big check this month, and if you don't make big commissions this year, you're not as concerned because you're building a long-term business. We don't want you to have to wait, but we also don't want you to think you're going to give it a try. Don't join this to give it a try. You get to make your own hours. There's no investment required. We give you all the training and support, but the bottom line is we don't want to waste time with people who are kicking tires. We got a Lamborghini for those people who want to drive it and know how to drive it. But if you just want to look at the rubber, there's no difference between the Michelin and the Pirelli. They're all, kick it all you want, but we don't want to waste time. Let us know when you're ready to get in the car. So we're all understand. I said at the beginning, we're not for everybody. I don't want to sound insulting. I want to save you and us time, truly. How do you feel about what I've discussed? How do you feel about our services? I began by saying, if you don't like our services, we're probably not for you. And I'll just reiterate that. If you don't feel good about what we're doing for business owners, we're probably not for you. You're not interested. What I would say is this. The person who referred you, though, is going for it. They've launched their business, and they referred you because they're trying to put the right team together. But if you're not interested, they understand. We train everybody. Not everybody is going to be interested. Most people won't. Small percentage will love what we do, believe what we do, and want to do what we do, want to help us. But if you're not one of those, we understand. But do us a favor and do them a favor. Support them. Don't use LifeLock when you can use your buddies or your girlfriends. Don't use Best Buy when you can use your buddies or your girlfriends. Even if you're not going to pursue it, if you know a business owner, hey, let them know, hey, I know a friend in business capital, or I know a friend in payment processing, or I know a friend in healthcare. Just help refer their business a little bit. Just like if your buddy was opening a brand new ice cream shop, you'd want your family, hey, if you're going to get an ice cream, go to my buddies. He started a new ice cream shop. Your friend started a business and they're going for it. So help them out. But if you're a number 2 or you're a number 3, please help them out. Obviously, if you're a 2 or a 3 and you're saying, hey man, you could have stopped at that first 4 to 6.5% on funding, and 80% of businesses don't get approved, but they do with you. Come on. I mean, let's roll. All the other stuff is icing on the cake, the residual and all that. Exactly. Then what I want to do is I want to go through the 4 steps of getting started. And you'll see this takes about 7 minutes and we're done. Get started. First step. Get started. It's free. Whoever referred you is going to give you their link to join. It's absolutely free. And you're going to go to their website. It's going to look like this. It's actually green now. This is a little old. But you'll go through. You can learn more. You don't have to read anymore. You saw more on this presentation than you're going to get from a flat website. But you can play a video to watch the video and learn more. But once you click join now, you're going to fill out this independent agent agreement. Agree to the terms and conditions. Make sure you put in an email that's accurate, because this is all done through email. We're going to email you your welcome letter immediately. It's going to have your links to all your trainings, your websites, your credentials, all there in your welcome letter. Don't lose that. Pay attention to it. Save it somewhere. Look for it. All right. That's step 1. Get started. Step 2 is get trained. Follow the training in the welcome letter. The welcome letter is going to teach you what to do. There's 4 steps. There's get started right. There's another video called Service Star. There's another video called Game Plan. And there's another video. Game Plan's 4. Another video is called Saturday Training. Another video is called Game Plan. So there's 4 steps. It's real simple. So follow them. Just follow them. There's nothing else to talk about. Get plugged in. We've got live events every single day of the week except Thursday. Plug in, and not weekends, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we have live events. You can plug into and answer questions. We've got tools, videos, and you've got your local leaders who want to help you. I will say this. We have something called a private game plan. It's the 4th video. That's a video, but you want to do a live game plan with the person who referred you. If you're serious, if you're like, man, I want to help expand this. Those are what we call our trailblazers. Step 3 is launch out loud. The number 1 referral source for me for businesses. The number 1, most of my clients have come from this right here. Non-business owners who know I'm in business capital. Non-business owners who know I'm in business capital. Non-business owners who know I'm in business capital have referred me to more clients than I've gotten to by talking myself. So when you get started, if you're not willing to share with people that you're in business capital and you're proud of this, it's okay to say I'm part-time. When you're a part-time master MBA student at Harvard, you say, I'm going to nighttime MBA at Harvard, and you're proud. Be proud that you're helping to fuel the business owners of America with savings or cash. It's going to lead to some clients. And then inform business owners and then start to canvas as a customer with the drop cards that we showed you. All right? These things are amazing. And then prospect, follow our training. Our training will teach you how to do this. And if you're one of these people like I was when I was at General Motors, I'm like, I'm building a team. I joined on a Thursday. By Saturday, I already had 3 people on my team. I was serious about this. I'm like, I'm getting after this. We're going to build a strong team. And by the way, that business costs $500 to $5,000 to get started. This is free. So if you're serious, go through the training, get after. I read that training manual. I stayed up till 2 in the morning, had to be at GM at 7 a.m. the next day. I didn't care. I was going to digest it. Digest these videos. Get after it. Get positioned is step 4. You're going to find out in the trainings and our pay plan. The more personal clients you get, the more you earn on your team. Also, the more you earn on your own clients. So get yourself positioned by performing, but there's also something called Service Star. You want to get yourself positioned at Service Star. So after you get started, after you get your welcome letter, after you watch training 1, get started right, watch training 2, which is the Service Star video. It's a qualification you can attain that you want to go for and you want to qualify for. It benefits you for a long, long time. So get positioned. So that's it. 4 steps. Get started. It's free. Get trained and be coachable. Get yourself going. Launch out loud and get positioned at Service Star. And if you want to be a trailblazer, you got to raise your hand. Not physically right now, but make that known to the people. You know, if you're doing tryouts at a baseball field or a football team, you're doing tryouts, and you want to have 3 or 4 captains of the team, and you also want to field all your positions. You're watching at tryouts. Who's got the attitude? Who's getting after it? Who's dedicated? Who's real coachable? Who's paying attention? Who's not? Who's running to help with the waters? Who's not? Who's at the end of practice dragging off the field and complaining? Who's not? You're watching everything, right? And then you start seeing who you want to be the captain, and so are the other players watching. And the players usually nominate the captains because they see it and they want to be. The coaches want them to follow these people. Well, we don't have tryouts. The only way we know you're dedicated and serious is you tell us up front. Now, over time, we watch results, but let us know you're serious, and we'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you want the starting position. And guess what? There's no limits to the number of quarterbacks. We're not limited. All of you can take a leadership role with us because there's millions of Americans and there's tens of millions of businesses who can't get approved at a bank. We need to support them. We don't go to Fox News and advertise. We don't go to CNN and advertise. We decided to take what we get as a commission from our bank and take 85% of it and pay it out to agents like you. Could we go spend all that on advertising? Yeah, but our mission was provide a business opportunity like I had that got me out of General Motors, but one with the greater odds for success and no chance for loss. You can't lose money here, but you can make a lot, and you can make a massive difference. So I thank you for attending today. I thank you for attending this presentation. What I'll say is this. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here for a moment. And we do this live on Tuesday nights. We know there's people watching it on Facebook. There's people watching it. Those of you on Zoom, if you have a question, I'm going to allow you to, I see Ellen Wynn's on. Ellen's one of our superstars out of Atlanta. Ellen, are you willing to share a word with everybody real quick? I know you got a client who's about to get funded, which is great. And you've built a team with consumer services and business services. You've owned a business outside of DAC. Usually you're willing to share. Are you willing to share something real quick with everyone, Ellen?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I was on training with David at 8 p.m. tonight because we do that every Tuesday. And he said, man, you need to be on the business presentation tonight because it is going to be hot. And you were exactly right. This was great. You know, the more I listen to what we have and the more I see this opportunity expand and grow with the different services that we're adding on, I don't think there is an opportunity to be a home-based business owner in our country that even compares with DAC. If you're seeing us for the first time, you got the right leadership. David's got experience, a track record, having 2 very successful companies prior to starting DAC. He's out here working in the field with us just like he is tonight, every single day. I've never seen a CEO and founder and president that is so involved as David is. So you got the right company, the right leadership, and the right timing in the marketplace. All that's missing is you. So join the team, get plugged in, get